Good morning. It has been a wee while since I filmed a video. Thought I would film a video today. It is Monday. Usually I quite like Mondays because I don't start working until the afternoon, so I have enough time in the morning, just usually to have a relaxed kind of morning. But today I'm feeling quite bored. Don't know why. I have done some work this morning, thinking that would help. It's not helped really. I have cleaned the kitchen. That's not done much for me either. So I start work in about an hour. So I think what I might do is go and get myself some lunch and a coffee from a wee shop next to me, and then I might get on the bus. If you don't know, have agoraphobia, and so I really struggle with public transport or any kind of transport really. That isn't my trusty old bike. So I might go and do that. I get sometimes worried that because I want to try and get on buses more, basically. I want to try and be comfortable on a bus. I'm quite far off that just now. I've not really been practicing for a while, but I think it's kind of embarrassing sometimes getting on the bus for like 1 or 2 stops, even though that really doesn't matter. Like, I probably won't know anyone on the bus and it's not a big deal. And there's many reasons why somebody might be on a bus for a couple of stops. But yeah, I get a bit embarrassed, people being like, why is she on the bus for literally 2 stops? But I think it's important that I do that and keep doing it until it feels a bit more normal, then adding another stop on. It's also sometimes frustrating because my whole time on YouTube, I've been trying to do these kinds of things, and sometimes it's frustrating when you feel like you've been trying for ages and you don't feel like you've made much progress, even though that's not true. I've been thinking about that recently, how far I've come, and I imagine how far you've come if you're watching this video, how many things you've done you didn't think you'd be able to do, or being in new relationships, new friendships. Like, I never thought I'd be able to live with somebody, and I'm living with somebody. So yeah, that's my plan, is I'm gonna try and get on a bus. Big girl territory. And I'm going into, these earrings are really pretty, but they fall out. I'm also going to be going into my office. I have an office now, and I kind of wanted to show you around this office. I don't think anyone else will be there today, so it won't be embarrassing filming myself. Although this is my job on Anxiety Chats, is filming and recording podcasts. If you've not seen Anxiety Chats yet, that's where I am most of the time, filming podcast episodes. I've had actually a couple of you that watch my videos here come on the podcast and chat to me. So if you're one of those people that would like to, you feel comfortable enough to come on the podcast and chat to me, that would be amazing. If not, you can send an anonymous story too to Anxiety Chats, and we can read it out completely anonymously on the podcast. So you've got options if you want to be involved, or you can just go over and watch the videos if you would like to do that. Anyway, that's my job these days, and I have an office now, very fancy, that I work out of. So I kind of want to show you around there because it's nice in there. I'm going to head along right now, on the bus apparently. Let's try it. I'm now in the office, just eating my lunch. Forgot to film though. I'm here in the space. I'm currently in the foyer area. Thought I'd show you around. So we're actually in the basement. So looks like a little window up there. Kind of creepy, but it's fine. This is the door we come in to the basement area. We have lots of nice seating around here. This is like the foyer area that's shared. Little desk space. We've got plants everywhere. More seating here. In here is where there's massage therapists that work out of here. And here is the podcast office. We've got my very, very wet raincoat here. And this is what behind the scenes looks like. This is my lunch. It's really yummy. So we have this thing up here because it helps with stopping some of the echoey sounds that can come. We've got some fancy lights. We have my podcast chair. We have a mic stand with a mic for the podcast. This area we still are gonna do stuff with. We're not 100% sure. Definitely some art up here at some point. If you would, by the way, like to send me a drawing you've done, or I don't know, if you have any art or poetry or anything that you would like to be in the background of some videos, then please let me know. Slide into my DMs. We have the podcast chair, and this little area is quite nice. We have some really nice art here and some shelves and my coffee that I got today. It is really helpful for me, I think, having somewhere that's not home, because me and my partner both work from home, so that's not ideal. And also I think it's good to challenge myself to try and go out like most days if I can. Not always possible, and that's okay, but sometimes it's possible. I have my first meeting in half an hour, so I'm going to finish doing some reels and having my lunch and then hop onto that meeting. If you have any questions about anxiety chats or the office, please let me know. It's still slightly echoey. We have some soundproof things to put up, but they needed loads of things done to them before I put them up. Like I had to soak them in water and then dry them and stuff like that. Really weird. So yeah, just gonna chill and have my lunch. My first meeting is done. Now I have just one more meeting and then that's me. I'm doing some knitting. I'm knitting a blanket right now. It's kind of exciting. But I always like to, this is what I was just thinking of, like I have my day, I do things. So I usually start whatever time I wake up and that's my day starting. Crazy, I know. And I have obviously things to do in that day, like meetings or like things in my home or like other things at work, podcasts, all these types of things. But I like to have a background task so that when, so my last meeting finished at 1:30 and the next one starts at 2. I don't like to be sitting there thinking, what should I do? Because that's when I start to get anxious. So I've decided I'm going to start bringing my knitting places with me so that while I'm waiting for the next thing, I can either do a bit of work, or I can have this background activity that whenever there's time throughout the day, then I will go to this. Obviously it can be anything. Another thing I really want to talk about today is the Libby app, not an ad. But the Libby app is like wherever your library is. I think it's definitely over the UK, but also I think it's in America as well, and maybe other places, I don't know. But basically, obviously your library has loads of free books that you can use, but a lot of us probably don't make the time to go to the library to take out books and then returning them. It's all a big palaver. So there's an app called Libby where you can get like thousands of free books and audiobooks completely free, and it kind of works the same way that you would with a library book, but instead of having to remember to return it, it just returns itself automatically after like 2 weeks or something. So that's another thing I've been doing to fill time whenever. It's also good because I, like many people, am the kind of person that'll just go on my phone, probably Instagram or little games that I like to play, but this feels like you're I don't know, like you're adding to your reading goal. That is another thing I really like to do though, is play little phone app games. I love them. I love phone app games, and it's another thing that, like, when I wake up in the morning, instead of going on Instagram, a lot of the time I'll go on my little games. God bless me. And then if I'm waiting for something, I'll play my little game. If I'm like cooking dinner even. I'll have my little game there. And I don't know if that's, like, I don't know if that's kind of like, I feel like we're always getting entertained these days. We always have to be entertained. Like if I'm in the shower, I'll listen to a podcast now or listen to music. Like it's not very much of my life that I don't have anything, which I might try and work on, but it's working for me just now, so who cares. But I've got my knitting for the next 10 minutes or so before I need to go into the next meeting. I feel like I keep saying, yeah, I'm going into a meeting. I'm actually quite an important person. I'm going into a meeting, guys. Everyone, I'm going into a meeting. It's not what I mean. Just that's what I'm going to do. Don't know if I'm talking too much, by the way. I've not vlogged in a while, so I have a lot to say for myself. And then in a little bit, I've got my art class. I have my art class every week on a Monday, and it's like one of my favourite parts of the week, and just like helps with Monday, really helps with that Monday feeling. I feel very grateful to be able to go to this art class and that it's in my area. Like, hello, agrophobes, it's in my area. Sometimes I still feel a bit anxious going along, but most of the time I'm fine because it's fairly close to me. So tonight I know we're painting, and it's so much fun. I've really been into painting recently. So yeah, that's what's happening. How are you all? How are you all doing? How has your anxiety been? Have you challenged it recently? Have you done anything cool that you were like, whoa, I just did that? Or have you been having a more tough time? Both are absolutely okay. Not judging either way, they're both fine. Yeah, I'm getting back to knitting my square now. I'm waiting for my next meeting to start. I'm going in a meeting. I am now home in my kitchen, heating up some soup just from a tin. I've been at art class. I think I'm covered in paint now, which was so nice. Oh my god, every single week it cheers me up so much going to this art class. Like, I think it helps that I don't know anybody there. Like, oops, sorry. I obviously know people there because I've been going to this art class for a while, but I didn't know anybody at the beginning, and I think that's quite nice, just getting to know people through this class. It's so nice, and I sit next to this man who's so sweet, and it's just so beautiful. And the art I make, usually I'm not like obsessed with it, I don't love it, but it's just about the having fun. I think as adults, often we forget about just having fun. We think things need to be good or whatever, and it's not about that, it's about playing. I really like just playing. So I'm heating up my soup. I've got some parsnip soup today. Nice. I came into bed early to try and warm myself up because it's so cold again. It's so cold. But I'm actually really sleepy now. So Drew's still watching TV, so I actually might fall asleep. Just reading on my phone. Thank you for watching today's video. Please let me know if there's any videos you would like to see, any topics you'd like me to chat about, or if you just prefer vlogs. Let me know and I'll do some more. Goodbye everybody. Night night.